Okay, we want to say good morning from our end. It's uh, literally, let me check out the time, 20 minutes after 3 a.m. Here in Monrovia, where we're broadcasting from. My name is Kwame Weeks for the perspective. Joining, we've been on now for, running in a couple of years. And we want to welcome you this morning. And you all know what's been unfolding on the internet. So tonight, as we wind down the broadcast, we're gonna be, inviting you to join the broadcast and give your opinion as to what's unfolding on the internet between, you know, they got this America versus Liberia. And in the end, it is Liberia versus itself because imagine me, Kwame Weeks, bashing people in America. I'll be bashing Kwame Weeks Jr. I'll be bashing, Kendall. I'll be bashing my sisters, my brothers, and a lot of folks who live in the U.S. who work hard, there to, send stuff back to us. And then imagine me living in the U.S. and talking down on the people in Liberia, like, oh, you barely brush your teeth, you don't have data, you're living in a cesspool of disease. America is this, yada yada yada, and all of that. We're the best. This is not a conversation for both sides because there's no winner and losers in this kind of fight. Because in the end, take for example the program that I run, the perspective. 99.9999% of my supporters are from the U.S. diaspora, high-end Liberians who earn their money and they watch, people riddled, with diseases, heart failure, liver failure, kidney failure, spinal injury, some mental health issues, and they can't solve it, poverty and all of these things. It is you out there in the USA that always try to support us here in Liberia. So what we say in Liberia, don't let one apple spoil the whole bunch. Having said that, I see some comments also that come from the diaspora that are so condescending. You don't talk down on your own people like that, because those making the comments were people who were born right here in Liberia, went to the US, and then grabbed a US passport. And now all of a sudden they're white folks, so to speak, and they're talking condescendingly down on folks. And then you find everybody's jumping in the pie, and you're if you want to be part of the broadcast, but I need positive comments. This place, we don't talk down on people, we don't disrespect people, so we can have a general conversation. After I give my update, we're going to be inviting people to come on what to make of what's unfolding. And if we don't be careful, everything about Liberia would just be about confusion and confusion till death do us part. Nothing positive. That's what it says. It's in the Bible. Can any good thing come from Galilee? There are lots of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people in our country. No matter what part of the world you are, as long as you're a Liberian, you run that Liberian blood. Like I got my nephew, Kevin, not Kevin, the other one. So he's married to a white American girl, and every time they come to the Liberian party, he will pack. He and his white girl will pack the cassava leaf and all the thing, and the packet. Oh, you must wrap me this, carry away. So I said, but my man, you marry a white woman, why you can't be going to buy your mac and cheese or Philly cheesesteak and you're wrapping tteokbokki and things, and you're carrying it. And then he lives in the US. So, and there's no way. I watched another video again where this girl is talking the old shoe that we get sent to you in Liberia, that shoe we not fitting with, we pick up from the community, this and that, we send it to Europe, blah, 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 and all of that. And then you got people here, like, talking about ICE removing people and sending them back. You don't talk like that. No matter, you don't wish that on your enemy. A living example, of U.S. removal and how and how let me see somebody saying, how is my evil? Hi, Mr. Weeks. Hi, Mr. Weeks. Whitney Lovestack, of the removal process in the U.S. And, at the end of the day, we're all just one people. And again, I apologize. It reminds me about what one of them say, that you have an unstable data. That's another thing. Good morning, Topper Wallace. So we're going to be inviting all of you on here, and you have the right to jump in on the broadcast and be able to opinionate, but please do it in the most civil and respectful manner. But let's get to what we have here first with me on the updates with all of you. So to jump in the update, recently it's been over 2 weeks since we took this kid, Yinde. He's 27 years old, and he fell from a palm tree and broke his spine. And since that happened to him, he's yet to recover. And luckily for us, we took him to John F. Kennedy, ELWA hospital, and he's out there recovering, which is a very, very good thing. And we are still taking support, because according to the doctors, this kid will be in the hospital for the longest, for the longest. And we're going to need your help to get him out, because we could not, in order to save his life, we had to take him. And that's why I had to come and do this broadcast, because, we're between a rock and a hard place, with all the Liberians versus Liberians, America versus Liberia, and all this hullabaloo or brouhaha's noise or brawl or scuffle that's happening. We just thought to come out here and encourage all of us, because we're one people. Let's read this from Atopine. He said, "Good evening, Mr. Weeks. I want to thank you for the work you do for all of us, the Liberian people. I'm following from Massachusetts." Great one. Thanks, brother, for all that you do in advocacy. God, thank you. That's from Zilgad Senior. So keep your comments coming. And if you want to come into the broadcast, you hit that button. We will something. So that's the situation with Yindet. He's at the ELWA hospital. And if you look at all the sores, I'll show you on this phone, that he had at the time when he got sick, it's all gone, and we're so happy that this is the kid that we're talking about. Okay, and this is him right there. I'll show you. That's the kid we're talking about right here. Okay, that's Nina right there. You see him? That's the kid we're talking about. He's at the facility. But I will show you part of the video where you will see him. You will see him in a very, 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 very bad stage. Okay. we want to warn you. Uh, Take a look. We want to warn you. You see, that's the sore. You see the sore on his butt right there. See that sore? See that? That's what I was showing you, and it is. I just had to give you a flash so you see what this kid is going through. Okay, you see that? That's the bear sore. Take a look at that bear sore on his butt, and he's going through serious pain till we had to, you know, we had to gradually, and now that's his that's Yinet's mother right there. That's his mother and his two children. And this is the mother he went to go save in Grand Bassa when he fell and broke his spine and he almost died. And these are the two kids. These are his two kids that is currently with her, and things is not easy. And things are not easy, on the family. And so that's why we're here to ask you. Thanks so much for working hard for our poor people in Liberia. I'm watching you from Minnesota, USA. I'm a fan. That's William Davis. So, and this was the day after they covered him, and they were taking him now to the hospital. You see that? Take a look. He's been trying to be transported in the process. This is when they were taking him to the hospital from his bed. And we were putting him there. They're going to put him in a taxi. Imagine no ambulance. No ambulance. We call all the ambulances in Liberia. We could not get one. And then we had to put him in a taxi at the butt part of the taxi. Take a look. We open the trunk of the taxi, slip it, and he's crying. He's being transported now to the hospital. It's important to note that since Johnson fell, he has not received a single treatment. That's him right there. See? So he's in the back of they put him in the back of the van and the taxi. Oh, it was so tough. I hope you run for senator for that country or give you a doctorate degree for the work you do, Diamond. Don't bring Vicky to you. I can say they confirm a doctorate degree, but thank you so much. So he's currently at the hospital. Please, he's currently at the hospital. And guys, if that $5, $10, I wait every 2 weeks to come and give you a periodic stuff. If that $5, $10, you can send it so that we can, help the family feed and then help the kids out as well. That's the situation. I will be putting up the mobile money number up. If you want to give $10, like I know, I don't want to be, they say beggars are not choosers. So anything that you can do, will be great. Will be great to help this family that's struggling. And in Liberia, if your mother is in the village and she haven't made fun for that year, it's more like a curse. Everybody be on you that, oh, look at Mom Blee didn't make a farm this going year, and people be laughing at you. So he went back, to get that curse off his mom, and he fell from, the palm tree, broke his spine, and bed sores and other stuff. He almost died. But thank God now he's healing, very quick. He's been pumped with antibiotics. Bed sores are going. He's been dressed every day God sent. Then it is this, because he was anemic, no blood. He has to get a couple of pints here and there when they call, and he's recovering. I heard the kid one day said that, look, Uncle, if even I just want to live, if I would sit down in the wheelchair, no problem, but I don't want to die at 27, leave my kids. So that's where we are with that case. Then fast forward, guys are going to need your comments as well. It's going to be a good thing. Then fast forward, we have another state of what his name. This kid at what the place name, Stephen. We recorded him and his mother. The mother has, Melissa. She has 5 boys. One of whom, is with his dad, and the other 4, they're messed up. Here, one is an alcoholic, the other 3 are doing drugs, and she's struggling, and one of them died. He said the DEA went and, and chased him in the bush and something like that, whatever the case was. And he got stoned to death, or he got drowned, or different accounts to that effect. So we want to take Stephen to the mental home ES Grant, and we managed that day to raise $300. We'll be going there. His maintenance, he needs drugs, and all of these different things. So that's who we are. We're going to pray that you work along with us, and let's see how best we get to solve that particular problem. So we want to encourage all of you here who are following us to continue. Don't leave us by the sideway, and think that all is okay. So those are the 2 updates that we thought to give you for now. We thought to give you these updates so that when you are able to help, you can help. And then if you're able to help, 22311. Okay, if you're able to help in any way or shape, that would be so awesome. And we will appreciate you, we will appreciate you for your help. And so those are the updates that I want to give you. And now that those are out of the way, we hope that you can, and like I said earlier, we're having an open conversation. If there are a couple of things you want to know about Liberia, or there are a couple of things you want to know on how, you can help somebody in this country on so many other ways. Forget what's unfolding on the internet between Liberia versus the USA. The internet is filled with all kinds of stuff, and it's my hope that we get to work together for the greater good of Liberia. A Liberian in hell, a Liberian in heaven, a Liberian in America, a Liberian in Liberia is no better than any Liberian. We're all one people. And we should have that mindset, you know, it's just like in the United States, you have the African Americans when they see us Liberians or Africans, even though we're all from the same continent, we got the same color, they don't respect us. You know, they talk down on us. They tell us, oh, you got an accent. They think we're coming to take all their jobs and all of that. You know, I lived almost a decade in that country. And I was living in Detroit. And I know how Black Americans, they think, you know, and how they look down on us. They think we're monkeys. They ask you silly questions like, what's the capital city of Africa? You know, thinking Africa is just one country by itself, you know, not many countries. Then you have communities, Liberians stuck in their own bubble, Ivorians stuck in their own bubble. You know, they don't go across. Maybe if you got one friend down there across and all of that, people scared. Then you have the white folks, the white Americans who see, you know, African Americans. They don't even see them as Americans. There's the Al Sharpton and all these different people, even with Barack being president of the United States of America, there was still, you have the Floyd shooting, George Floyd shooting, you had Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman. There's so many cases that happen, and people crying for justice and all of that. So those of you who don't know the history, and it's, you know, and then you have people also from here, you know, who will, let me see, Vice Grapes, he said, we respect Africans all over the king. Yeah, a few of you, what is his name? He said 100 Jamaicans. That's a Jamaican guy watching. He said, we respect. Jamaica is not, you guys are different. And mind you, it's not all African Americans who behave like that. A few who understand the history, relate to those of us who are from Africa 100%, you know, and they do it in a way where they think you're coming to take their jobs and all of that. But bottom line, racism is a thing that, yeah, Vice Grip DB say true word. Bottom line, take Haiti for example. It's just about 150, almost seem like Cuba, off the coast of Florida, and you see how those people are dying and suffering, and even if they made it on the boat to the U.S., they get removed and sent back. But if a Cuban left the island and made it through the boat to the U.S., they take him in. I think it is because of their color and so forth. So this is not time for us to, you know, talk down on one another, who's the best, who's not the best, who's doing what, who's not doing what. You know, the earth is so big that we all can enjoy it and have fun. Because at the end of the day, we all are special in a special way. So the finger cannot say, because it is not the one that's pumping blood as the heart, so it's not important to the body. Or the hair, you know, the heart can look at the hair and say, my man, you just hair, man, you're gonna grow and they cut you anyway. Or the eye say, oh, I'm doing all the seeing. Gets up in the morning, today I don't want to see because, you know, you guys don't talk to me, don't disrespect me, and then all of them close. So you see, the body works together. Everybody has, every part on your body is equal to the other part. So we as African, especially Liberians, should not, in no way, no shape or form, be talking down on one another. You have comments like, you guys in Liberia, you don't brush your teeth, you don't throw your Listerine away, you don't do this, and then you got people in Liberia talking down to the Liberians in the U.S. You know, ICE need to deport you. You know, nobody talks. No, that's not good. That's not good. It's not who we are. I know. Right. That's not who we are. We should all unite. The human race needs to come together because the 21st century, in this day and age of AI and all of that, I think the only difference be what you're able to do as a person in this short lifespan you have on earth, and do your part. I was watching something the other day. The guy told me, say, 100 years from now, all of us that are living on this planet, we be gone. We be gone. It'll be a whole different. Maybe we don't know what's going to be happening. You see the people go from Stone Age to where they're at. Vera said they're very lazy and don't want to work like the African. When we are working hard, they say we want to take their job. Yeah, Vera, that's it. You're so 100% correct. You know, my nephew was slammed to the floor for his own food. So Michael Gilman, you all know him. He took his food every time he's eating. And this African-American dude looked at him and said, my man, why are you not inviting me to eat today? And Mike said, my food is small. He said, oh, so then why you make me get used to your cassava leaf? And that's cassava leaf you brought in today. So Mike told you the guy was joking. The guy grabbed Mike and slammed Mike on the ground. Mike just quit that job because he was scared. He said the guy took gun to work and he's scared of the guy. He's ghetto, you know, and he was scared. So, guys, you know, I don't like to talk, you know, if this was not human interest, thank God it's non-political, so we can talk about it. If you want, if you have a comment, you want to come on and share your experience as well. Now, say, for example, Kwame leaves from here. He goes to the U.S., fight to get people in America. You know what the people go through to get people in the United States, especially when you leave from here without you, or maybe you want tourist visa, you want to stay. You know, go and will tell you how. And if you get that paper, and you work your butt high, especially you live in states like Minnesota, North Dakota, all these cool-ass states, and you coming from the tropics, and you work, and you send somebody here $50, and they say, that $50 you send me? Or you stay America 10 years, what do you get to show? I mean, like, nigga, go there, and go see what the people go through in the U.S., the hard end. And America, they're not like Liberia, you're working, you on the cell phone, you know, somebody come, you there, you on the cell phone, I go to the bank, you still standing this and that. No, you're fired. The rules are very, very straight. What you paying for mortgage, car note, and all of that stuff that a house you can't even sleep in because you got to do it. Got to do it. You know, the laws there, they're not like where we don't break our laws here. So the people in the U.S., they deserve respect. I'm not talking about those who will call back and, you know, what would you say, think they're rich king, they're white people now and they talking down on the country. You know, if you think you've made it, you're the Liberian, then don't eat tteokbokki at your house because the whole day you're in the African store. Like, take what the girl named Cici Martin. I watched one of her videos where she's talking about Liberia like dirt, but then she tying cow skin, you know, tying pepper, kill with all the Liberian food. So I said, but in my heart, but man, why you can't be tying lasagna, all the American food and send Liberia? Right. So there's no way you can escape. There's no way you can escape all of these things. And our brothers and sisters, say for example, you're a single mom. You're a single mom. You're, you know, Liberian men how we are. And say, okay, I will pay the child support. And he left you with 2 children and you're struggling. You know, good thing they have social safety programs and that to even get on the food stamp that war. And our people, they're so honest, they might not want to go and put themselves on it. That one woman will go leave her children to another place, be paying for babysitting fee. Nobody gonna look after your child. Besides that, it's risky, very risky for you to leave your child or your children with anybody in America, because you could come back and that child could either die or it's something wrong or get touched or something like that. And then that you are gonna go after. So my people, we need to stop it. We need to stop this nonsense about who's better than. The same thing is killing us here in Liberia. One government comes, take office, and kicks everybody out. Even if you're a professional, they web order you out and say, oh yeah, y'all get that. But I mean, I was the one who campaigned. Y'all getting the job even though you can't do it. No, that's not America. You got to, for every dime, every dime. So when somebody send our money here, appreciate it. Say thank you, mama, for the $50 you sent. God bless you. The place they won't come from, let million get there. Those are the kind of things that we should be sharing, with one another. Having said that, but that's not the case. There's a new trend. People work hard for the money and they're building the property. Do you know how many Liberians were hurt by their own relatives in this country? They send them money to build houses, send them money to open, say, oh, ma, help me with something to start business. Send them money to do this, and something else happened. I've been embarrassed, even though the lady in question, she sent the money for us to, give people food and charity, and she changed her mind later on. Then she asked me, go borrow the money, and I gave that money to somebody, $3,000, and they're yet to pay, even though they have paid half of the money, $1,500. And I have to hustle the bottom $1,500 to send the lady's money back to her, and it's a tough thing. And I just want to admonish my brothers and sisters in the U.S. as well. You can't attack your country. We used to be like that, and that's why I said that. Liberia now needs, the only way Liberia can dig herself out of her current situation it's no government. I've come to realize it is only Liberians, the honest and patriotic ones that can dig themselves out of this bottomless pit or this abyss, where we are. If not, it's a tough thing, because you got all the forces, against us. If you look at the entertainment sector internationally, we're not represented. Soccer, those days, only one person came out. To the last was President Weah, the former president. Music, we done internationally. The one artist we have who's a little bit representing. Sometimes you hear all these controversial stuff, oh, I'm the best, and this, that, and all of that. Streaming as well, you don't find an international Liberian streamer. It's a lot that we're not represented, internationally. And so we need to get our acts together. Look at our universities. You think what we have here can produce, and then anybody that will go and match a Chinese student or an American prodigy or Ghanaian or Nigerian, they'll bury us. Not saying that we don't have smart people, but the tools are not there to make us smarter. The tools are not there. You go into university, say you don't even get copy to go to school. You get in the class, the teacher fighting for you to fail. University teacher, he's fighting for you to fail. Not knowing that if you make a pass and he improves your work or your system or your studies, that's a plus for him. You'll be able to pass one of these days in your grown-up life and say, oh, that's my former professor there. And professor will be working with his king. He said, oh, my daughter or my son, and they can buy you a drink, But I don't know now how this other narrative is going to start. Who's going to start the conversation on, bringing the country together and all of that. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because nothing is working. Nothing is working. We're talking over each other every freaking day. Something that we need to change. And if someone looks at you and says, oh, I can't support your program because you support CDC, for example. Huh? Can you imagine that? Or I can't support you because this. But that's not it in America. If you don't like gay people, you don't like faggot people, you go to your work. If you're there, you're working 8 hours, 9 to 5, and your colleague right near you here, she's a lesbian, and you right here. You dare not turn crazy and say you cannot nonsense to the job in America because you don't like gay people, so you can't stand near her. You know what's going to happen to you? Hi, Sis Esther, how are you? You know what's going to happen to you? So it's not what you like. They're not Liberia here where, you can go to work and you depict the terms, a nurse. I always use an example on them. A nurse is telling you, she on the phone. And she's not on the phone trying to save life. She's talking, I'm talking to my auntie, hold on there. Hold your paper in your hand, I'm coming. Or you want to go get the drugs to pay for it through the different process they have there. And she tells you, wait. If you don't wait, nobody's going to penalize her. She's not going to be, reprimanded or hand her a pink slip because she talked to one client. No. But my man, you said you couldn't wait. The woman said she was on the phone. So what do? You know how many children in this country go home, go hungry? And you also down there in the U.S., don't paint a different picture for people out here because people, you don't know people's destiny. One day, they too gonna go to America and they too gonna experience the hardship, the good life and all of that. But there are poor people in America. If you take Oakland, for example, thousands, tens of thousands of people. You go Oakland and California, they sleeping all homeless people. I was in Detroit when we drive on I-96 and we hang out right to the Greyhound bus station. There was a traffic light. My daughter always kept $1. She would take from her piggy bank. Every time her mom pulls up, I don't know how that red light can always catch up, that traffic light. Every time her mom pulls up on that particular, get off the ramp, boom, traffic light will catch us. And this lady will show that with her sign, I'm a veteran, blah, blah, blah. And Kendall will hand her $1. Sometimes she would take her food because sometimes if I pick her up, either before going or coming back, she would hand her $1. So I say, you need to put $31 down every month. And she said, yeah, but I'm going to take it from you, Dad. And this is, we learn different people cultures and then we integrate or we take it and bring it to our country and move it. What are you going to brag about? By the time you get older, living in the U.S., when you hit your 60s, some people in your 70s, you're looking to move back home because you're not built for that. Your body was built for the warmth. It's just like you take a shark from the ocean. You think why the octopus, for example, would take 4 or 5 years to hatch her eggs way under there. And then after the hatching for the full 5 years, that octopus will die. You know, it is, that's how that's how nature works. That's how nature works. So when you go, say, you're living in places like Minnesota, you know, summertime, you will enjoy everything. But when it starts getting cold, you know, you will not be able to put up with that kind of frosty, you know, weather. And you will struggle. White man would take a cup of tea to drink, or a cup of coffee, or a glass, or a Russian would take a, you know, a sip of vodka. But because of that cold, what we Liberians going to take? Pepper soup. But you think Russian man will go drink pepper soup because they play cold? No, he will drink his vodka. So if you're not educated to these things, you know, you will start beating chest, you know, and it is not your geographical location that makes who you are as a person. You know, it's what you do at where you are. That because in this day and age of the internet, see, I'm talking and people are listening to me in the US, in Jamaica, all over the world. They're listening, and we're able to tell the story of, you know, people who are suffering. If it was not because of this technology from Mark Zuckerberg, where we would have been, you know, we wouldn't have known the likes of Esther, Cynthia, Nina Brown, and the rest, even though some of them we knew them. But that wouldn't have happened because of the internet. And we just need to coexist as a people. What's happening in the US is nothing for any Liberian to celebrate. You know, we condemn such statements of, you know, people should be removed from the US. That's not a cool thing to say to anybody, even if that person is your enemy. And we also condemn the fact that you don't talk down to your people back because of, you know, one person. You're saying, oh, your country where you're hungry, you don't have food, no internet data, no this, all kinds of stuff, when, you know, you were not a baby when you went to the US. You know, all of you, we all need to coexist, respect, mutual respect, you know, amongst all of us. Because one good thing, let me say this, the Liberian man will never know that you are a thief or a rogue until you and he start making flour. But when y'all become friends, oh, you're the best person. You have the most impeccable character. Oh, Kwame, oh, that man dance smart. That man this. Kwame, where are you? My man home at this. Y'all be shaking hand, hugging, going. But as now Kwame says something that he don't like, oh, that rogue, that this, that, I'll fall on that man, that this. They will say all kinds of things about you. So that's a Liberian thing. You're never a bad guy as long as you're their friend. So forget about all that part. They will come on the internet, they will talk crap, they will write crap. Just do you. Because if that one part you own, I don't think you're gonna survive in this particular place of fight. So guys, again, I don't mean to lecture you, but there's a lot happening in our country and that we can focus on as a people. I even posted on my private page that, you know, you guys hand us the sand wave, the barrels and all of that, but there are things also that, you know, you have to come out here and benefit. Look at December, this going December. There's still people still here, don't even want to go back. They're enjoying the moment and the time to spend here in Liberia. You know, my niece just called me before I did this podcast, Amen. My sister, my one of my friends, Cynthia, will be coming next week. When she coming, please try some fish, some kaya, and this, that. I said, but why I want to eat Liberian food for now? Why you call it for the food here? Why you get by on that side? We'll be laughing. So, again, guys, we're going to need your support. Don't forget, if you want to reach out to us privately, those are the two persons. Yinda is in the hospital, and he's going to need his medical care. We have what is his name, Stephen. He expected to go to ES Grant hopefully this week, and we're still going to need your support. Well, again, my name is Kwame Opa for the perspective, and I just want to say thanks to all of you for hanging out with us and being able to be sitting on our voice, and with the hope that you could hear and listen to something that means a lot to you. If it happens here on The Perspective. I want to say good night, bonne nuit, et à demain, tomorrow. Bye.